Hello guys, I'm back with a sketchbook tour today, mainly because the two videos I tried to film this week aren't done. They require me to do art and I feel very out of my groove. So I thought maybe if I do a sketchbook tour, it will like jog my creative memory a little bit and just make me a bit more excited to make art. So this is the fourth sketchbook tour. I will link all the ones below if you want to check them out. I'll leave cards and, you know, do all that sort of stuff. It's kind of weird that I'm at the point where I have enough videos where you could actually binge watch them. I'm not sure why you'd want to, but they are there, so why not link them? But anyway, this sketchbook goes from September 2018 to December 2018. It's actually a Canson sketchbook. This is their 180 sketchbook, and you can see like the spine is like fabric, so 180, it folds out to 180 degrees and it lies flat, completely flat, and there's no like flex or anything. I actually really like this sketchbook. The only reason I am not using it again is purely because when I bought this, it was about 10 bucks and then Officeworks stopped stocking it, and now everywhere I look for it, it's about 30 bucks and it's not worth 30 bucks. It was a great sketchbook for $10, but not for the price I can find it now, so yeah. They do come with like a little flap, but I cut it off because it was really annoying when I had the sketchbook actually open. It kept trying to like flip onto the thing, so I just cut it off. It doesn't bother me not having one there, so you know, that's my little hack for this sketchbook. So this is the start. So I actually really love this sketchbook. This is my favorite sketchbook I've finished so far. It's just very like, I felt really comfortable in it. Felt like I could make a massive mess in it, and that like led me to being more creative with it. It was so fun. I start with this really shitty drawing of a bear and I've written, why does it look like a pig? Who did this to you? And then I drew like a much cuter bear. More bears. Wait, no, I missed a page. Just some gouache sketching. I showed this in my acrylic gouache video. That's where this is from. But yeah, this is like my default. I love drawing blobs and trees. More bears. This one has a fish. The fish is not happy about that. And then I made this really weird looking yellow. I think my paintbrush must have been dirty, or I got dirty from this. This was a failed attempt at some lettering, so that was really great. I was trying to find out what was my most opaque white medium, but I don't like looking at this, but that's okay, because that's what this is for. And then, you know, just bits and pieces. This is the main reason why I love this sketchbook so much. There's so many pages in this where I just draw whatever I want. And that sounds so simple, but it's so hard for me to do and like have a fun page full of like, just like carefree, not even ideas. Like they don't have to mean anything. They don't have to be for anything. They just exist. It's a really good feeling. This is me trying those white mediums. Again, I tried to make a video on this, but I don't think it ever went up. I can't remember why. But yeah, there's some more sketches. This is referenced from, I don't know her name, but if you see a photo of her, you'll know the girl I'm talking about, that girl with the really cool red-orange hair. Some tests for Inktober. Yeah, the inks and stuff don't do too well in this book. The paper is really thin and kind of like crinkly, but I really like it because I mainly use markers and gouache. But that being said, once I start to use watercolor down the line, it's fine. It goes all right for a really thin paper. There's a little like comic drafts and stuff in here. Again, more sketching, just seeing how ink would sit in this. Ink doesn't go so well. I feel like you can only get ink to a point in this where you've diluted it. I don't know. It doesn't go really dark. A lot of diary entries too. I really love this pattern. I think that's really pretty. More diary entries. This is when we got Ted sketching. I was trying to draw my friend Steph for her birthday, and she just has like this really strangely shaped face. Like it's a pretty face, but it's this weird shape and I couldn't get it right. And I just, this guy, I deserve death, I think it says. A lot of like scenes. This is, I think, referenced from like a sketching website that gives you visual prompts and stuff. Same with this one, but it did not go so well. Same thing, they just give you random objects to draw, so that's really great. I'm not sure, I don't think they give you like visual prompts. I think they just give you words. So like vase, violin, controller, fortune cookie, that sort of thing. So yeah, and then sketching, more TED diaries, more normal diaries. I think this might be acrylic, I don't know. I don't like it. There's a lot of colored pencil sketches in this book. I started to get really into colored pencils because I found a local art shop that sells individual Prismacolor pencils, so I started going in and just spending like $4 at a time buying a couple pencils. So there's a lot of that sort of thing. Again, just lots of like experimentation. I really love this little self-portrait of me getting sunburnt. This is a quote from Jeffrey Dahmer. It says, "Can't I set my own rules? Who owns me? I own myself." And then I've written, "No, Jeffrey, because you were eating people." This is all the swatches of the Tombow dual brush pens that I have. I buy them individually just because I have my own colors that I want to use, and I just buy whatever I want at the time. I stuck in some watercolor paper that I tried some inks on. You didn't watch any of my Inktober videos. I made like 2 pre-made ink wash brushes to speed it up. I mean, it still didn't help me finish Inktober, but this was me like testing those together. And then this is when I got my first watercolor set, my Magellos, and I hate this, but it was necessary to draw and like get the bad art out of my system. This is some gouache, just playing with, I think this was a reference from a photo on Pinterest maybe. More colored pencils. I got some new colors, so I made little characters for each of the colors. There's lots of characters in here, lots of face drawings and stuff. I love it. This is all original character work for a comic that I am yet to make. It's called Heartless, and I've probably had it in the works for almost 10 years, so that's really great. It's massive, and I know that it's going to be a big job if I start it, so I kind of put it off like an adult. But yeah, this is one character, Pia, Hallie, Floyd, Cassidy, and I was just playing with them. I should play with them more, they're so fun to draw. And they're all really like, they have their own look. Love them, love my girls. And then this is a thumbnail for that comic, just kind of developing my ideas. I'd really like to do it. I will do it, but I feel like I need to get some mini comics and stuff out of the way first before I can focus on this, because this is either going to be a really, really long like graphic novel style comic, or originally it was going to be a web comic, and I may still do it like that, but I don't know anymore, because to be honest, do people even read webcomics? If you read webcomics, let me know, because I used to read them religiously and now I just don't. And I don't know if it's just me that stopped, or if like the culture has shifted and we don't consume comics like that anymore. But anyway, I'm interested. I'd be interested to know if you guys still read webcomics. Not on Instagram. Instagram comics don't count. They are a different kind of webcomic. I mean like go to a physical web page where the comic is hosted and click through. That's what I mean by when I say webcomic. I have thought about doing it as an Instagram comic, but the story is a bit too complicated. I don't think it would work. Anyway, those are my current thoughts on it. Drawing some flowers. I love drawing flowers. I was trying to draw a pansy because Pansy was my great-grandma's name, and I grew up with her, and she means a lot to me. She's gone now, obviously, because I'm nearly 30, but yeah, I just wanted to draw some pansies. And these are peonies, I think, but they turned out really pretty as well. More diaries, playing with some watercolor. I love how this one came out. This is all watercolor, and it looks so nice on the paper. Like if you slowly layer it up like you're actually meant to, and I don't often do that because I'm impatient, but if you are willing to be patient with this paper, you can make heaps of stuff work. It wasn't really an issue. These are all sketches for a illustration gig. It ended up falling through in the end, which is a shame because I was really excited about it, but basically I was gonna paint the chalkboard at my gym and yeah, this was some brainstorming for a zine I wanted to contribute to. I pitched it, but it didn't get accepted, and looking back actually I can really see why this didn't get accepted, so I think it's interesting to go back and look at the things that got rejected, because I think a lot of the time you will be able to tell why. More Pia. Oh, here's when I was watching Haunting of Hill House, the bent neck lady. Orb of Light, that's Helen Anderson's band, if y'all don't know. More brainstorming for that gym job. More brainstorming for that comic. I wanted to get like a layered thing, but I'm just not, it's not my bag, you know? I like the idea, I like when other people do it, I couldn't get it right. More gym stuff. This ended up being like the prototype for the prototype. I'll see if I can find the picture and put it up so you can see what it became, but, and then just, you know, more squiggles. October was spooping me out, so I was drawing lots of witchy stuff, making a mess generally. This is just what I do. This is just me playing with ink. I really like the effect that ink has on this paper particularly. It makes it really crinkly and like stiff, and it sticks to it really nicely. I really like this sketchbook. I wish it was cheaper. More just doodles. I was working so much around here. You can see everything I had the mental capacity to draw was like work stuff. And this is the beginnings of, I think there's more over here, yeah. It's basically the beginnings of a little comic I pitched to an anthology that did get accepted. I don't think it got accepted to Knock Knock though. That's what I originally pitched it to, and it got rejected. And then I was like, oh, okay, well, I'll make it on my own. That's fine, I still want to make the comic. And then another anthology came up, Hellcat actually, and I was like, oh, this is actually perfect for that. So I submitted it and they liked it, and yeah, so that's cool. It's always something to bear in mind that like, just because something doesn't work out, you don't need to beat yourself up about it. Sometimes things are just better suited to other things. Lots of color pencil drawings, lots of Tombow markers. The Tombow markers look so good in this sketchbook. I love it. They look so good in this sketchbook. This is making me really excited. The sketchbook I used after this, I did not like very much, and I will do a whole review on it when I do that flip through, but it is the, oh, I can't remember what it's called. I'll put it on the screen, but it's that sketchbook, and I was so excited to get it, and because I'd just gotten a nice watercolor set, I was like so excited to use it, and it's just taken me so long to finish because I don't like working in it. But, you know, everyone has different things that they like. I was feeling very anxious here, obviously. This is that comic again, just like actually laying out the pages. Playing with the watercolors. This is what I mean when I say watercolor looks quite good in this sketchbook. It sort of flows really nicely, and look at how vibrant that pink is. That looks like an ink. This is diary stuff. Brainstorming for like stickers. This was a drawing for a video when I tested those Milan markers, and this is the first version. It did not work out. The second version is much cuter. This is gouache. Gouache takes, again, this paper works so well with so many things, but it looks so good with gouache. And yeah, I was just excited because we were planning a camping trip, didn't go on it, just sipped my tea. Whatever, I'm trying not to be bitter. Brainstorming for Instagram comics. Just like getting my feelings out in a sketchbook basically, which is all I do with my sketchbooks. This is an example of watercolor not taking to this very well. The washes, like it doesn't do well with washes, it does well with like isolated kind of color, because this is watercolor as well, and I think that looks really good, but these don't. This is my attempt at a color chart. I didn't finish it, but the only reason I didn't is because I got some colors switched around and I was like, well, I'm not gonna go and do the rest of the work if the colors aren't gonna match, so. Anyway, this is the start of me doing pet portraits. I was trying to draw animals and it wasn't going well. Look at this. Look at my two human eyes. This was actually drawn, this ended up on Instagram, but this was drawn during a panic attack, and I just like, I didn't even really think about what I was doing. I was just like doing something with my hands, trying to work through the panic attack, and I ended up with this. It was done with a Posca pen, so when I was done and the Posca pen was empty, there was heaps of paint on it, so I pressed it onto the other side, and it just like created a really good contrast, I think, that really describes how panic attacks feel for me, which is really convenient that it worked out like that, but it wasn't the plan, it was just something that happened. More pets. I love this cat. I wish I could find this cat again on Instagram because I posted it on Instagram. I couldn't find the cat. This is why you should always write down the usernames of things you draw from Instagram. Trying to draw dogs, failing. This one's really cute, and half of this one is cute. That half is cute. drawing some guinea pigs, my friend Carla's guinea pigs. And then this is like my color palette for the pet portraits, just trying to figure out reliable mixes I could use, basically. More guinea pigs. Guinea pigs are really fun to draw. And this is just some color combos. I think this is with the Milan markers, I think. I have no idea what I was doing with this. This is acrylic paint, but it's obviously really streaky and shit. I don't know. This is a drawing of my friend Jake's brother's dog, Sal. She's really cute. These don't do her justice, but I ended up getting her right in the end. This is her here. This one looks a lot more like her. I think this is the one I kind of went with in the end. More pet portraits. This is Nova and Ted. This is some stranger's horse. More paint play. I don't know what do I even do in these? I don't know. More horses. Really ugly cat. Cats are really hard to draw. I don't know what it is about cats. Look at this one. This is horrifying. I don't get cats. This is more paint, although I think this is one of those cake watercolors from Koi. Not Koi, the ones I reviewed. Anyway, sorry, my brain is half dead today. This is what I mean when I say I haven't been able to finish videos. I feel very scattered, so this is what you get, and I'm so sorry. This is around Christmas time. This is just before though, because my mum gave me Copic markers for Christmas, but she gave them to me like way before Christmas because she was too excited to show me them and see my reaction and for me to use them. So she gave them to me like in November, but yeah, bless. And then just some more lettering. They're doing the whole gym chalkboard thing, even though I didn't actually get to draw it on the chalkboard. I basically did everything up to that point. And doing the lettering made me really excited to do more. So just playing with that. Another failed watercolor chart. Again, I mixed up the colors. I don't know, like I think it was just too big. I couldn't keep track of it. Then I got a gold ink, which is very pretty. It's just like a Artist Spectrum brand. It's nothing fancy, but I do really like using it. I tried to draw this for Instagram and it didn't end up working. I wanted to do like a Christmas gift guide for artists, so like snarky, sarcastic jokes. This was the kind of final version, but I didn't end up liking it enough to post it, so I didn't. And then I was like, oh well, maybe I'll paint some Christmas food. And I think these are in my next sketchbook because I wanted to watercolor them, so I used like the watercolor paper in my next sketchbook, but I didn't like how those came out either. And that was kind of the beginning of my difficulties. I do really like this page though. I was just drawing Doc Martens because I love them. I also really like this, and it's so hard to like post on social media, or I don't even know if you guys can see it, but the gold looks so nice. This is planning for a cupboard that I wanted to get because I'm boring, but basically I have like a cleaning cupboard now, and I was planning how I was going to lay it out because I wanted somewhere to put like my vacuum and my broom and all the cleaning bits and all the camping stuff and all the dog stuff away because it had nowhere to live, so it was just out everywhere. So anyway, got a cupboard, and that's how I laid it out. These are some colors I really like. Most of this is gouache and a couple of Posca pens and some gold ink. More Instagram comics, words. More Instagram comics and more just doodles, mindless doodles. A lot of this is done like when I'm watching TV or whatever. Same here. Again, working a lot. I really like this. This is quite simple, but I really like it. A lot of Instagram comic sketches. Quite like these, just some colored pencil sketches. I really like the texture of colored pencils, especially when you combine them with markers. I think it looks very pretty. Look at these lychees. I like these lychees. More Christmas food sketches. In theory, I really like these and I want to do something with these again, but I didn't like what I did with them at the time, so yeah. More hair. I think I was just trying to draw hair and ponytails and stuff. Drawing of me and David kind of hurts to look at, but it is a nice drawing, so you know, whatever. This was so hot. It was so hot. It just says, just leave me here till March. Another self-portrait that I also really like. This was Tombow markers, more an updated little sketch chart of my Tombow markers. I got a new fine liner that was fluoro pink, very, very cute, and lots more watercolors. I think this was when I made my travel palette actually, because I was playing with like the greens I could mix from it. I was trying to draw cute girls and I was really struggling. It's like, wow, I cannot draw pretty girls, just goblins. It's true, I can only draw goblins. Just playing with Posca markers again, seeing what I could do with them. And this is just playing with, I think this was Milan markers actually, because I don't have all these colors in Tombow. Just kind of playing with vibes. More ink. I really like doing these kinds of pages. Like, it helps me think to just like put a little pattern on a page and be done with it. And I also really like the gold speckles on the black. Yeah, looks pretty. And then this is the last spread, and this is actually my favorite spread of the whole thing because the faces are so fun and the lettering is so fun, and it just feels like a culmination of the whole sketchbook. It's really nice, and all of this is done without a reference to these faces. These are just like cartoons from my imagination, which is really fun. And yeah, that's the end. Oh, this makes me want to get my colored pencils out again. I haven't used them in so long because again they look ugly in the sketchbook I currently have. I should get them out now that I'm almost ready to start a new one. Yes, that's been my sketchbook. I hope that this was interesting. I'm sorry that I'm in a bit of a weird mood. You know, I'm just kind of going through it a bit, but it'll be fine. And anyway, I think the thing that is going to help the most is coming back here and doing this stuff and making art and talking to you guys and, you know, putting stuff out there. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this little tour of my 4th sketchbook. And yeah, if you did, say hi down below, subscribe maybe. I will see you in the next one. Thank you heaps for watching. Bye bye.